Hey guys, a couple of videos ago I talked about a purchase I made of three cues. I purchased the cues, then forgot and went on sabbatical until the end of the month. I basically did unboxings, but I did not do ceremonial first shots. Anyway, so now I'm off sabbatical and I forgot I own these cues. There are three of them, and I'll show you guys a picture of. This is what I think is probably the nicest looking one. Well, it's still not fantastic if you're, into custom cues and all that stuff. But as I mentioned before, these are like $79 cues, but they were on sale. So I got three for $109. And I was definitely curious to see, you know, well, what their quality is and how they hit, what the hit is. Um, but couldn't do anything about it while I was on sabbatical. Once I found out that these are indeed La Pro tips. They're not, El Cheapo generic tips. Um, that piqued my interest, and then I really wanted to find out, but I was very disciplined and I did wait. Here this morning, I have been shooting mostly with this cue. I've picked up the other two as well. I thought these were pretty identical as far as weight and stuff goes, but they're not. They all say 21 ounces at the bottom, but this one is, I wrote it down, 19.997 ounces. Okay. The number two cue, just my numbering scheme. It's not their like official number. Number two, blue, they rhyme. See, I'm so clever. Um, this one also says 21 ounces, but it's 18.16. Okay. And then the number three cue is the heaviest of the bunch at 20.847. This is the closest to the advertised weight of 21. But for whatever reason, I've mostly been shooting with this one. I think because this one doesn't make me want to vomit as much as the other two. And I have been, as I think I was expecting, pretty pleasantly surprised by how solid they are and really how good the hit is. These are not wow cues for me. I only have a few wow cues. But they're really right up there. I almost want to say that these cues hit as good as my Sean's. And that it feels very annoying for me to say that, but I wouldn't lie to you guys about pool, and I don't lie to myself about pool. They hit very well. They're very consistent. They're not. That was a good shot. They're not cheap. They sell for cheap, but they're not built cheaply as near as I can tell. Now, if I played with this for 6 months and it fell apart in my hands, then sure, it's cheap. But so far, there hasn't been an issue, and you know, I can usually kind of tell. You take a cue, you shoot with it, and then you just rotate it a little bit, so you're hitting it with a different part of the tip, and see, you get a different hit. You get a dull thud, at some angles, things like that. I haven't found anything at all like that. This is not a sponsored video. I'm going to put that in the title probably because people might think it is. It's just really not. It's just a follow up to my unboxing. The shafts are a little bit thicker than is most of the cues you would buy these days. 13 and a half. They're all almost exactly 13 and a half. This one, now the one on number three, I think could use a little bit more of a sanding, so it feels a little bit thicker. Actually, I could all use a little bit of a sanding, but what to do? Maybe some Q wax or something. This shaft here does have a blemish on it, which obviously you can't see, but there's a little blemish right up near the ferrule. It's just not a big deal for what you pay for. I don't know if there's going to be a better cue out there. Well, for under $40, there might not be a better cue out there for the $79 that the official price of this is. Or maybe I just got lucky and I got three good ones, and all the other ones are crap. I don't think that's the case. Very pleasantly surprised. I'm trying this twice, by the way. And it's not going to open up. I knew I was going to push my luck, but I do that a lot. Main thing that I've been doing, like I said, is just hitting. And if there's a bad hit that's going to happen, I'll notice it just by playing. I'll notice a bad hit. As I rotate it a certain way, certain part of the tip hits, sometimes they're dead. But usually in something like that, you can see little gaps and stuff. Nothing. I'm seeing nothing. Oh, there's another good shot. We won't even talk about where I was trying to make that ball. Yeah, we will. I was trying to make it down there. Didn't happen. That's fine. This is just about hitting the cue, hitting the ball, and seeing how it feels in my hands. I talked before about hit quality. When the tip hits the cue ball, there's all kinds of vibrations and a little bit of heat generated, sound generated, and all the stuff that happens right when the tip hits the cue ball. All that vibration and stuff translates back. The cue ball starts moving. A good hitting cue to me is simply more efficient in that. Simply more efficient. Your vibration stops more quickly. Maybe you have a little bit of a sharper sound that doesn't reverberate around the room. That's what I'm getting. Like I said, not a sponsored video, but I wouldn't have any problem at all recommending one of these cues to somebody that said, "Man, I really want a cue, but I have a budget. My budget is $80 or whatever." I'd be like, "Yep, try one of those. Hell, try one of mine. If you're a friend of mine, try one of mine. See if you like it. I think you will, actually." Thanks, guys.